Hello fellow rock lovers, let's have some fun. In this video, we're going to do one of two things. We're either going to do a cut and tumble, or we're going to do a cut and polish. How are we going to decide? Well, what we're going to do is take this West Texas agate, and we're going to get it in the shop. We're going to cut it in half, and we're going to look inside, and then we're going to decide, should we do a cut and tumble or a cut and polish? So the way I look at it is, this will either be a stud or a dud. I'm not sure. If we cut this in half and it turns out that it's a beautiful agate, in other words, lots of either color or banding or something interesting, then we will very carefully polish both sides. Well, that should be nice, right? But if, on the other hand, this one's a dud on the inside or just not very interesting, well, heck. What we'll do then is tumble both halves and see how well they tumble and polish. A lot of times when you tumble this outer shell here, it can turn into a really beautiful rock. So let's find out, will this video be a cut and tumble or a cut and polish? Follow me into the shop. Let's cut this thing open and then we'll figure it out. For this, we'll use the 10-inch saw. Let's get cutting. And the cut's finished. Let's clean it up a little bit. Okay. Quick peek. Ooh. Well, just like that, this West Texas agate has been cut. So now we must decide what to do with it. What does it look like on the inside? Oh my goodness. This is not at all what I was expecting. It's a geode, obviously. It does have some pretty crystal inside there, but what to do with this? There's not a lot of surface area to polish, but it also would not make a great tumble piece either. So I think what we're going to do with this is go ahead and face polish both of these cut sides here, because I believe that will bring out some of the interesting detail that is within that sort of chalcedony rich area. This is dry. Let's see what this looks like wet. Okay, now it's wet. Does it look very much different? Not really, but it kind of gives you an idea of what it will look like when we get it polished. There is a little bit of color along the edge there. I see that. That sort of light yellow down there, maybe a little pinkish color up there. So that might be nice. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and get this back in the shop, and I'll just face polish both of these faces here, and we'll see what kind of shine we can get on it. And maybe I'll try to do something about that dark, is that staining or is that actually in the mineral? I can't tell. I'll see if I can clean that, maybe make it a little prettier on the inside. Although if that is just part of the crystal, then it's not going to clean up, obviously. We'll see. So next stop, back in the shop. I'll get on the flat lap for the initial sanding of this, and then I'll probably move over to the cabbing machine to put the polish on this edge. And then once I'm done, I'll bring these two halves back in here and we'll take another look at them. I begin on the flat lap with the 80 grit disc. Here's where I smooth out the surface. This is how it looks. Dry, of course. It looks smooth. Next up is the 220 grit disc. Spend a few moments here. And now we're getting a little bit of a shine. Up next, we're jumping on the soft wheels. We'll get on the 600 grit. What will this do for the polish? Let's see. Okay. Now you can start to see the shop lights reflect. Up next is the 1200 grit. This should make it really shine. And there you go. A good reflection. Let's do better though. Let's get on the 3000 grit. Spend a few moments here. And now check it out. Nice and shiny. Well, let's see if we can do any better. Let's get on the wet belt sander, get on the cerium belt. Okay, let's spend a few minutes here. And for our final polish, check it out. What a beauty. Especially for such an ugly rock on the outside, right? I like the way this turned out. It's got some nice color. Let's take it inside now for a closer look. And just like that, the polishing is all finished. Before I open it up, don't you think this is an ugly nodule? On the outside, right? A nodule only a mother could love. Well, we find lots of these out in West Texas, and normally they're very beautiful on the inside. This one was a surprise. As you can see, it's a geode, which isn't awful, especially now that it has a shine. Let's take a look at this side a little bit closer here. Oh, I like the detail I'm seeing along the edge. It took a decent polish. You can see the reflection there. And of course, we have lots of quartz on the inside, which, for you quartz lovers out there, is quite nice. Actually, it looks pretty good. Let's look at this side here. Again, we have a good polish along the edge. And I do see a yellowish color and a pinkish color. That's nice. Oh, sure, there's some good detail in there. I could not clean that black stuff out. It is part of the rock, whatever it is. So we're just going to have to live with it. Hello, Rango. Overall, I'm happy with the way this turned out. I'm disappointed that it's just a geode. I really thought it was going to be something a lot more interesting. When I first found it, I looked at the outside and I said, this is going to be something special. And it wasn't. That's how it goes sometimes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please remember to check my other videos for more like this. Thanks again.